there. Hey there, ho there. We're as happy as can be. Another week, another Bob, another Eddie, and another session.
Wait, there's another one of me?
There's only
Back
one
for
of you.
them.
There's only one
Back
of
for
you.
them.
Oh, if there's another
There's
Eddie, I
one
want to
Eddie.
meet that guy.
So I'll tell you what, the Braves,
I'm starting a new.
3 games up. Phillies have a chance to go 2 games up yesterday, and the Marlins wind up pitching a gem. Obviously, the starter went 6 innings. Oh, did he go 7?
I think.
7 innings, 2 hits, no runs,
That's great.
like 10 strikeouts, pitching a gem. They bring in the bullpen. The Phillies get people on base, bring in a run, and I said, here it goes
Here it
again.
goes, yeah.
But they held on, and the
got
Braves
'em.
keep their lead. The Braves, on the other hand, they were up 7-1.
Starting a new page at hateboston.com. Yeah, it's up 7-1.
Did you see that?
No,
7-1,
I did not.
and
see
they
it.
took out that dude with the name like that's
I can't
that long.
remember, yeah, that
What's
long.
his name?
I
The
don't
Braves
remember.
star pitcher now.
Yeah, I know he is, but I can't remember.
Fonte
his name.
going to
Font-
drop
something.
it in.
Trust
Can
me.
I buy a valve guy?
Yeah, exactly. Spin the wheel. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. He pitched
Yep.
7 innings.
Did a good job.
Did a great job. One run, 3 or 4 hits, and then the bullpen comes in.
And they gave up
They
8
gave up
runs in
6. No, they gave up 6 to tie the game in the 8th. Then Freddie Freeman hits a home
Crushed
run
one, 9,
and
they're
to,
right.
to put them back ahead, and they go, hey, they blew the lead, but they're going to
Yep.
win the game. But alas, the Red Sox scored 2 in the 9th.
And who got the game winner for him?
I saw Brandon Phillips
Former
tied
Brave.
it
Former Brave tied it up.
in his first game
as a Red Sox.
Well, there you go. Hey, I'm just surprised that the Braves are still ahead.
Me too. And they're 3 in front.
They're
Well,
3.
they've got nobody. I mean, and not the Phillies are young, and so are the Braves, and the Phillies' young guys are stepping up a little bit more. But on the Gator front, they made a trade.
The Gators made a trade?
The
The
Braves?
Braves made a trade.
They trade.
Who'd they get?
Preston Tucker.
Preston Tucker.
Right, but I thought he'd been there for a while.
He had been, but they traded him to the Reds,
Traded him.
and he was with the Reds for about a month, and they
Got him
just
back.
got
Got
him
him
back.
back?
Yeah.
Go Gators.
And
At what point does that make any sense? What is the front office? Why would you trade somebody and then go, oh, we want him back?
They had Jose Bautista. They signed him
Yep.
as that pinch hit, bat off the bench, and everything, and
Shuffled him
that
off.
flat out flopped, huh?
Yep, completely. And then he went to the Mets. Now
So
he's,
then they decided, let's get Preston Tucker for that bat off the bench. The weird part about it is, he wasn't with. They traded him before the deadline, and now he's on the team. So he wasn't with them September 1st.
so he can't play the playoffs.
So he's not eligible for the postseason.
That's what got me.
That's what I don't.
Why
I
did
don't
you
see that
see?
at
That's
all.
the kind of stuff that just makes you scratch your head and go, as an executive, how can you mess that up? I mean, either you don't
Honestly,
sign him.
I think the Reds. I think the Braves liked him. They gave him up to try to get, another.
Great, but that's fine.
And
But why would
then
you get
the
him now?
Reds didn't want him.
But why would you get him now? Why wouldn't you wait till the end of the season? Why do you take him now, and he can't play? He can't help you in the playoffs.
Well, maybe he'll
If they get him at the end of the season, he can't help you in the playoffs.
Division title.
And they might need a bat. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, if you
They need a
can
bat.
get him for cash and you like them and you want him back, hey, at least
guess you didn't
I
give
need
up
a
anything.
left-handed pinch hitter here in this situation. Let's bring Preston Tucker
Yep.
in off the bench.
Yep.
Yeah, and as we said
You can
before,
have as many people on the roster now as you want. So
and as we've said before, it's about getting to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
There you have
it's
it.
exactly what it is.
And if they don't win the division, they're
they're not
getting
getting in.
I'll tell you, the one that's interesting.
The Phillies are like 7 back in the wild card
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
the Phillies are either going to beat the Braves or not.
Yeah.
They're not in. Because right now, who'd have thunk it? The leaders in the wild card are the Central.
Oh, no way.
The Brewers, the Cardinals,
Yep.
and the Cubs, depending on whoever happens to be in first place and whatever.
Yep. Yep.
And-
there's the playoff picture there. So yeah,
And it's your Central. Now, the one that
they're only 2
fascinates
games
me
up though.
the one that fascinates me the most is that 2 games up, and that is, you got LA and Arizona,
And Colorado.
2.5. Colorado's kind of gone on a little streak.
Mhm.
Colorado last week was in 3rd. The Diamondbacks were in 1st. The week before that, the Dodgers were in 1st. That's kind of interesting. And right now, if the Brewers and Cardinals and Cubs keep playing hot, obviously we know they're going to be playing against each other. But then so are those West teams.
Yep.
I mean, basically those 3 teams who we thought kind of were in before.
They could-
All 3 of them.
and 2 of them could be out.
Yep.
and only
Totally.
you're gonna have to win it. And it's
going to seesaw all the way down the road.
but your boy, the guy you discovered 2 years ago, and then he got hurt.
Oh man.
Did you see it
Last night.
Trevor
you
Story? The story was the
Rushed
story?
Story was the story, but did you see the first one?
505 feet.
The longest home run in whatever
Statcast
computer
history.
Statcast history.
505.
505. Trevor
He
Story.
nailed it.
That was the first of 3.
Wow.
He now has 31.
He was 3 for 4 with 3 home runs last night.
And I saw the 4th at bat
And he struck out.
on a pitch up
But
around
yeah.
here.
That's pretty incredible that he
The
did
guy-
that.
Came in the 8th. They had, they were down, they were up 5-3. The Giants bring in this dude. It was 100, 100, 99, 101.
It's pretty fast.
My car wouldn't even go that fast.
He fouled off the 3rd one.
Yes, yeah.
I saw he fell down on his first home run, hit the second one as far as anybody ever hit one, and then hit a winner for the third one, I thought.
No, they were up 5-3 with his 3 home runs.
Right.
So
That's
stories.
Yeah, that's not what that's not what it says. I mean,
It might have been the
ML
one that put him ahead 5-3, but it was like in the 6th or 7th inning.
Yeah, it was the
because
game winner though. It is the game winner.
Then it was in the 6th inning.
It's still a game winner if they
Okay,
get they went ahead. I guess.
No, but I'm just saying. I know in the 8th,
that was
in
the
the
headline.
8th he came up trying to hit his 4th, and they were up 5-3. And the only reason I saw it is because the Yankees A's blowout. The A's are we got 8 minutes. We might as well talk about the A's are the team that's shocking the heck out of me. Chris Davis is a flat out stud.
Yeah. Yep.
Chris with a KH.
But they're gonna have to catch. I mean, they're gonna have to catch Houston, and I just don't know.
They're ahead of. Oh well, no, but look where they are in the wild card.
There's the second wild card.
Second
Right
wild
now.
card.
They're in
and
right now.
they're 5.5 ahead of Seattle. So they're in.
They're in. Pretty much.
Well, not necessarily. They got to play each other. 5.5 can go really quick if you got 5 games against them and you lose all 5.
That's true. I think. I mean, I really didn't. See, I don't think anybody saw Oakland.
No.
Nobody saw Oakland. I mean, maybe Jack saw it.
And the Yankees last. I mean,
Well, nobody gets to see Oakland because they always play so late. Everybody that doesn't live on the West Coast time's
I
asleep.
can't
by
stay up
then.
till 2 in the morning to watch a baseball game.
well, that's when I saw the Yankees. The Yankees game started late last night, and to show you how late it was, they were in about the 3rd inning when they cut over to Trevor Story's at bat in the 8th.
It's just too late.
See, that's just the way, that's
When
just the way it is.
when your game's in the 4th or 5th inning, and the San Francisco Colorado game's ending, you know your game started
You
late.
started late.
Yeah, you started late.
Either way, yeah. And then that's the way it is for West Coast baseball, I guess. I've never lived on the West Coast, so I don't know how it is out there to live and watch stuff. I know I prefer to live in the Central Time Zone if I could, because that way you get to go to bed a reasonable hour after watching the end of Monday Night Football.
Because that's
That's
where you
God's
grew
time.
up.
Well, I'm just thinking about it. You go to bed at 10 o'clock after you watch Monday Night Football. You think, we were watching the game, we were watching football games this weekend, and it goes off at 12:30.
Yeah.
You're like 12:30 at night. An ABC game is going off, and
Yeah, but when as a kid, it runs into your cartoons that go. But they don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
no more.
So I guess
no,
it doesn't matter.
No, you got Nick at Night.
Because in Central they started at 11. I remember when I was with the Dodgers, the Gator game often would start at 9 a.m. By 1 o'clock, the Gator game is done, and you got your whole Saturday ahead of you.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I think so. If you want to wake up, the problem is the 7 o'clock game that starts on the West Coast. It's still 7 o'clock, but everybody on the East Coast doesn't see it. It's 11 o'clock when it starts down here, or 10 o'clock, and everybody's like,
You're right.
is there a game on tonight? No, there's not a game on tonight. I don't care who's playing out on the West Coast because I'm not staying up at 3 a.m. You could say the same thing about people who watch the games in Turkey, or they have to get up at weird hours to watch the games too. I mean, I've heard people getting up at 3 a.m. to watch a game because they live in Europe or somewhere.
But you don't make a whole day out of it.
Oh, well, it's pretty much a whole day after you're done because you're up. You're up at that point. It's a weird. I'm thinking about just looking at the schedule. Do you know that in the American League Central, in American League, there are 5 teams already statistically eliminated from playoff contention.
5.
5. There are only 2 in the National League.
And why is that?
I guess because the American League has a couple of teams that have run away from everybody.
Well,
Do you know what the magic number is in the American League Central?
do the Yankees have the second best record, or have the Astros passed them?
I don't know.
And the reason I say is
Find
because
out.
what you're saying, well, because when your top wild card team is the second best record, then it's hard to catch. I mean, look at the lead in the wild card. While at least you got your leaders, but at least the teams battling for the wild card are down here. So
They're tied. The Yankees and the Astros are tied.
Okay, so you basically are chasing the second best record in the American League to get into the playoffs. While in the National League, at least the wild card is somewhere middle of the road, so it's easier to stay in because the wild cards aren't eliminating you.
Do you know what the magic number is for the American League Central today?
No.
For the Indians?
For the Indians.
Oh, I would say it's probably, we've got 20 games left, and
more
they're
than that,
up
right?
8.
You got more. You got
It's
30,
probably
30 something.
30-something games left.
Then it's probably 20.
You would think, right? It's 8.
8.
8. 8. There are 17 games up.
Oh, there's 17 of them.
Yeah.
It's 8.
The Central's terrible, the American League this year.
8 games.
And the Twins are already eliminated from wild card, obviously.
Almost. They're not quite
White
eliminated
Sox,
yet.
the White Sox.
No, they're eliminated.
They're
No,
eliminated.
Right. The White Sox. No, the teams that are eliminated are the White Sox are eliminated for playoff contention. Kansas City's eliminated. Toronto, Baltimore is eliminated. And then, believe it or not, Texas is eliminated. So, theoretically, the Bucks are still in it. But they only have 2 games, and then they'll be eliminated. So they can, if the teams above them win one, and both the teams win one game, they're
if they
eliminated.
lose, they're done.
Well, they don't have to lose. If both team wins, they're eliminated.
We're talking about Texas for a second. You know, Adrian Beltre wants to finish his career there. He wouldn't accept a trade to a contender. I mean, what do you think that says about? He's just going to ride his career out. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for sure. I mean, Adrian Beltre. But I mean, I think, would you want to play for a winner or have a chance?
You would, but if you're, how old is Adrian Beltre now?
39, I think.
39. You got your family there in
37.
schools. The kids are there. This is where you are. This is where your fan base is. Your church is there where you're going. Your
Big
friends
Spanish,
are there.
big Spanish population.
Spanish community. And they say, you know what? Finish your career
Yep.
and move to Minnesota. Well, I picked the bad one there, didn't I?
Yeah, nobody's
Move to
moving to
Houston.
Minnesota.
Move to Houston. I mean,
Move to Houston.
No, Houston
No,
might
I'm
be.
there with my fan.
Houston. I mean, Houston's just down the road.
right.
Come on.
Yeah.
But I don't
Houston
think
isn't
Houston
looking
want
for a
it.
third base.
No.
No. And so, yes, but
LA
people
was.
always look
Dodgers
at
wanted him
people
back.
always look at trades or from the fan perspective. These people have lives, and I've said it
They do.
100 times, and on this show probably 3 times. I remember in St. Louis when Gary Sheffield was meeting with the Dodgers to see if we were going to pull that blockbuster trade for Mike Piazza, and Bonilla's there, and he was rumored to be part of the trade over there, and he says, you know what, Julio? I'm sitting here. I signed a free agent contract with the Marlins so I could move to South Florida before this season started. And now, talking about Gary Sheffield, some 27-year-old kid is in Los Angeles deciding if I have to move my family to Los Angeles now after being in Miami for 6 months. It's lives. And yes,
it
money
is,
makes
totally.
it easier. But for Adrian Beltre,
He's got enough money.
he's got enough money. He doesn't.
Hopefully.
Jim
Well, you would
Tomei.
hope.
Jim Tomei was, I mean, his arm bent behind his back to get him to leave Philadelphia. Remember?
But yeah.
He
sure.
didn't want to go.
He didn't wanna go.
He wasn't going to, or Cleveland, I should
Cleveland.
say.
Cleveland. I didn't even
Remember, and he wound up going to Philadelphia
Yeah.
because they, hey, you can help the team because at least we can get something for you.
Yeah.
And he did, but he didn't want to. Remember?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Why don't you want to go? Because, hey, this is my family's here. We're comfortable.
You like it, yeah, and I think that's the case, especially when you get to the end of your career, because you're looking at, you know, where do I want to retire, where do I want to spend my last few years with the family.
And you've established.
Yeah. Well, even if you haven't, I mean, you know, at some point you're like, okay, I'm just tired of moving. I'm tired of moving my family, and I don't have, you know, maybe.
But
1 or 2
Beltre hasn't
years.
moved his family in
10 years.
10 or 12
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so he's been there a long time. So he's earned. I think he's earned the right to finish his career there and to go out whenever he wants to go out. But again, you know, how do you do that when you don't hurt your team? And as a team, maybe we can talk about that when we come back because we're just about out of time.
well, the only way you're hurting your team is because at least you can get them some young value.
Or
but the future of that team
Yeah.
isn't really your concern anyway.
Right.
Well, yeah. All right. So we'll talk about that when we come right back. Second part.